Hello, welcome back to Amber Unabridged. I'm here for another reading update. This is sort of my May wrap up and my June TBR, but also just sort of like more specifically what I finished in May that I haven't talked about already, and like my reading plans for June, which are eternally in flux all the time. So I think the last time, in my last update, the last book that I'd finished was Geisha: A Life by Minako Iwasaki, which is the third book that I'd finished in May. After Assassination Classroom, Volume 1 by Yusei Matsui, and Pretties by Scott Westerfeld. So since then, I've also finished A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers, The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hong, and Specials by Scott Westerfeld. So those are all books that I finished. I also finished a couple extra short stories. I think I finished only 2 more short stories in May after that, which was Galapago by, they're both from the same collection by the same author. So it was Galapago and Chessman Park by Kali Fajardo Anstine, which I'm happy to say I have finally finished that collection this month. It's my first finished book for June for this month. Yeah. So that's the only book that I have finished so far this month. My cat is laying on the chair that I was going to use to hold all my stuff when I set it down, but there's a floor. So I have a few things going on in June that I'm for sure doing, and then just a lot of stuff that I'm hoping to do. So I'm buddy reading Great Irish Tales of Horror, A Treasury of Fear, which is edited by Peter Haining. I'm buddy reading this with Sue over at Spinebreakers. She bought this in a library sale and thought that she could pass it on to me when she was done because I love Irish literature. And I was like, I've already got it. So then I proposed a buddy read and she was down. So that's what we're doing. We've read a couple stories from that so far, which I wrote down in basically we finished the first couple. I have to read today's stories yet, which will be yesterday's stories by the time y'all see this. So we finished The Morgan Score by Jack Higgins, The Doomed Sisters by Charles Robert Maturin, and The Child Who Loved a Grave by Fitzjames O'Brien. The Morgan Score was about the Troubles in Northern Ireland and the IRA and all that jazz. Neither of us were crazy about that story. It was, in my opinion, written very poorly. It wasn't interesting. Nothing about it was interesting. The other two were very good. So I'm excited to read more of this and just see what happens. So we're working on that this month. I am also going to be buddy reading Emma by Jane Austen. This is a reread for me, but I have not read this in 12 years. So it's been a minute. But I'm going to be buddy reading this with Sam over at Sarcasm and Sci-Fi, and I'm really excited. She hasn't read it before, and I haven't read it in a very long time, so it's going to be awesome. Hopefully. I mean, it will be. It's Jane Austen. Of course it's going to be awesome. And if you disagree, then I guess we can still be friends. So another book that I need to read soon is The Star Fox by Paul Anderson. I'm going to be reading that to do a Zoom discussion with literary gladiators. If you like sci-fi and you like discussions, you should definitely keep an eye out for it. And in general, if you like discussions, they really break down a lot of great stuff. So you should definitely check out their channel. And then I'm also reading a short story by Ernest Hemingway for a different discussion with them. It's The Short Happy Life of Francis Macomber. So yeah, those are things that I am also reading in June. And then I've got some stuff that I want to finish reading and some stuff I just really want to get to. So I am still working on Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. This fucking book, man. I've got 100 and some change pages left, and I mean, I'm gonna finish it. My one friend just says it keeps getting weirder, and I don't want to say I don't know how, because based on what I've read so far, I'm sure he finds a way to make it weirder, but I'm not loving it. I'm not hating it necessarily. I hated one part. I like really hated one part. If you love cats, I don't necessarily recommend this book. But yeah, so that's a thing. It is what it is. I don't even know. I have a lot of feelings about that book. It's really hard to just kind of like casually mention it in a reading update. I'm going to do a full review of it because there's a lot of shit going on in there. And then I started this back in March. I haven't really picked it up since. But I really want to, yeah, it was March. I really want to finish reading Ireland's Pirate Queen, the true story of Grace O'Malley. I'm about halfway through. I was watching a Japanese drama and it unpaused and it scared the shit out of me. So it's fun. It's fine. It's fine. So I want to finish reading this. She was a badass and I want to finish this fucking book. It's been a million years since I've owned it. I want to see the rest of it. I want to know what happens. Same deal. I started this, I think, in February or March. And it's 400 Souls by Ibram X. Kendi and Keisha N. Blaine. I'm not terribly far into this, but I'm loving it so far. I just keep getting distracted by readathon things and different lists and challenges and readathons and buddy reads and stuff. I'm only 85 pages into it. So, out of like 400 something, I think. Maybe 5. But it's really great so far. I want to keep reading it. I'm very excited to see like where... Oh, shit, yeah. Sorry, just saw an author I like on here. I'm really loving this. It's about it's a community history of African America from 1619 to 2019. This is like a list of all of the authors and poets who have contributed to this work. And they each take on like a 5-year span and talk about something that happened within that 5 years that contributed to the history of what this country is and how like African Americans have been affected by these various things. It's very, very cool. So I have a couple other books that I would like to get to. Hopefully, I don't know if it's going to happen. I really want to finish things that I start. That's a thing I need to work on generally. But I do want to read these books, so I'm going to talk about them. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about them, though, because I've talked about 2 of them for a lot. So I didn't get to Tokyo Ueno Station in May like I wanted to. I'm going to do it. I'm going to read this book. I said that for last month, but it's going to happen this time. It's going to happen. I need to. I have to do it because I want to so badly. And then I still want to get to White Chrysanthemum by Marilyn Bracht. It seems really interesting and it's kind of calling to me. So I'm interested in the story that it has to tell. And then this, I don't even remember how I came across this book, but I did, and then I needed it. A big draw for me was the tiger on the cover, which is it's a origami tiger. But if you don't know this about me, I love tigers. I mean, on a level, I love tigers. I love tigers a lot. And that's not what, the story's about, but I just have a thing about books with tigers on the cover. I don't know. Maybe if anybody's interested, should I do a video about all the books I have with tigers on the cover or in the title or anything? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. So, but this is The Paper Menagerie and Other Stories by Ken Liu. So it's a short story collection. And it's all kind of like speculative fiction, it seems. It says these 15 evocative short stories and novellas explore the poignant history that always haunts immigrants, survivors of war, and our constant technological advances. An award-winning author, Lou and his stories evoke the magical within the mundane in profound and moving ways. So, yeah, when I saw the description, I wanted it, and I think I might have seen the ebook for this, and I was like, no, I want a physical copy. And I'm glad that I got a physical copy, so, because it's very pretty, and I'm a sucker for that kind of shit. I think that's pretty much all I've got for this month. I might change it up. I probably won't get to everything I want to, but looking at the pile, I'm like, especially because I just found a website that has Japanese dramas, and I've been really back on my Asian drama watching kick lately. So I will keep doing reading updates about stuff that I finish. If I pick up anything new, I'll let you guys know. But otherwise, if you've read any of these or want to read any of these or anything sounds interesting, comment down below and let me know. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Thanks for watching and have a great day.